Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Matt here, and today we're going to be talking about a product you can't currently see on the screen because it's right here. And I don't mean the chassis, I mean a upgraded aluminum magwell from Position 7. So of course it's inside the chassis here. I also have one installed on my MPA Vanquish, but I wanted to touch on 457 magwells in general briefly, and then we'll talk about the specific product from Position 7, which I think is a fantastic magwell. So I have a few different aluminum magwells I've tried in the past. I've tried even more than these, so it is a common upgrade and one that I would highly recommend to install in your 457 basically as soon as possible, because they come with a few plastic parts, to help keep costs down, but their factory plastic magwells are very prone to cracking or breaking. It's just something that happens, especially when you're shooting positional like PRS style matches, because when you have a magazine in your 457, if you don't have a nice barricade stop like on this chassis, if you're pushing into the mag, it puts a lot of pressure on the walls of the plastic magwell, and they'll often crack. So they'll crack right in the body or where the screws mounted onto the receiver. So it's a really common failure point. So I always tell people to just put an aluminum magwell right away if you're doing that type of matches. Off the bench, if you're never pushing into the mag, not a huge deal. But again, there are options, of course, that you can buy aftermarket aluminum magwells. But today we're talking about specifically the one from Position 7. Now these guys...
The Position 7 guys I met when we were in the UK for the World Championship. And I was actually squatted with one of them, super nice guys, and they gave two of them for us to test. So I threw one on Dory's rifle right after the UK, so she's been running it for maybe 2 months now.
And nationals too.
Yeah, so she ran nationals with it. So she shot quite a few rounds with the magwell, and I just installed the magwell into my CZ and the MPA.
Because the Vanquish here, this chassis has a really neat side button release, but it does need a special magwell with a cut in it. I'll show you guys some B-roll, but this mag release has to go through the magwell. So he was nice enough to cut me a custom one, and he has the dimensions in order to do that now. So if you're over maybe in Europe or anywhere else, I think they have worldwide shipping, but you want a Position 7 magwell for the Vanquish, they can hook you up with that as well. But I do have to say I was immediately impressed with this thing. So again, we acquired this in the UK. We didn't install it when we were there because you don't ever want to install new parts on your rifle just in case if you're at a big important match like that. But we did throw it on Dory's rifle right away when we got home. And since then we've shot a couple 2-day matches as well as a bunch of club level matches, and she's really liked it. I asked her thoughts and opinions about this after the weekend out with it, and she already liked it a lot more than the one she was using previously.
So how do you find the Position 7 magwell, Dory?
I feel like it's a lot more smooth now. I used to have to wiggle it around to get it into the magwell, but now I just insert it in. It goes really fast.
Yeah, it's the machining is really good. So everything works as it should, and the mag release is nice because it has like a little paddle, so it's a little thicker. It's easier to hit. It just feels nice. Honestly, it's good. And one thing we notice is it clicks in really satisfying.
Yeah.
So when you insert the mag all the way, it has a nice satisfying click.
And it's not gonna fall out.
Other ones, sometimes you're not sure if it's inserted all the way, so these just feel good. It's just good quality overall.
You can see here when the magazine is inserted, it sits in the perfect position, but there's also very little slop in the magwell itself. So when you're running your bolt, the magazine isn't moving and causing issues. And the mag release works well to the point where, I'm trying to not get my hand in the way, you just press the mag release and it falls free. Again, small details, but when you insert the magazine into this magwell, you have a nice satisfying click that really denotes when the mag is seated all the way and properly. That's actually something, here, the L3i was giving us a few issues with that. So when you would insert it in the L3i, it's bottomed out at the top here, but you can see it's not clicking in, and you have to sort of wiggle it back and forth, which was a little bit annoying. The Position 7 one here, easy peasy, straight up, clicks in nicely, drops free with just a press of the button.
Dang, look how smooth that mag insertion was. Look at this magwell.
Impact.
Bam! What a nice magwell.
And speaking of the little mag release lever, let me see if I can angle this better for the camera, but there's a little bit of a wide surface there. So it just, again, small detail, just feels a little bit easier to hit with your index finger. All right, just removing this magwell here so I can show you guys a few more things up close. It's a pretty tight fit in here, sort of in a good way. The spacer is kind of like a friction fit. So you can see there, you gotta kind of pull it out a little bit. And when you're installing it, again, it's just a little bit of a friction fit. It's not like putting bad pressure on any of the parts. It's just a really good sort of tight tolerance there. And the magwell itself is using their own little spacer system. So this spacer at the back here, which in normal for 57, because it's sort of like a multi-caliber magwell, it's just held in with one pin. This one's held in with 2 torque screws, and it is an aluminum spacer, which is nice. It does have a little bit of a ramp here to help feed your magazines in, but I did want to show the ejector post. So these spacers for the 22 long rifle, the little protrusion at the top here is the ejection, the ejector. It acts like the ejector. So the back of the spent case will hit that and be knocked out of the action. So what I like about the position 7 spacer here is the ejector piece is a good size. It's all aluminum, as I mentioned, and it's been working really nicely. The ejection patterns with Dory's rifle after using this magwell has been really good. It's pretty consistent, and it just flies out of the ejection port. So that's what you want to see, and this one works really well.
Impact. Impact.
So the L3I one that Dory was running before, again, I don't want to make it sound like I'm just totally trashing an L3I. Like, they make some good products. This one here was just one that gave us issues in particular. But you can see here their ejector portion of that spacer is just this tiny little piece of aluminum at the top right here. It's really small. It doesn't run the full length of that spacer like it usually does. And I've also heard reports, again, just to warn you guys, to double check it, that some of these have worn down or sheared off because there's so little material there. It's an easy fix. L3I could probably fix it if they haven't already, but that was something that we noticed with this one. Because the position 7 spacer is held in with 2 torque screws, it's kind of proprietary, but it'd be really easy to get an aftermarket one or a factory one fit in there. It's the same size. You just have to drill those holes and you'd be good to go. But I don't really see a reason to, because the position 7 one works really nicely. The one on my MPA, for those of you wondering, works just as well. Again, he needed to cut the side of it, of course, for this mag release, but it clips in just as nice, and of course it does fall free as well. So pretty sweet product from Position 7. Check it out. Quick little shout out to Boss Gear in Canada. If you're in Canada, Boss Gear is bringing in the Position 7 products. I think he's doing them by pre-orders, but I also believe Position 7 does worldwide shipping, so you could get it direct as well. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.